Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm starting a social enterprise called Happiness Australia. I am homeless, and I have decided to start an initiative to actually solve homelessness. I'm not interested in helping the homeless. I'm interested in empowering people. And it's not just about getting up and getting a job. That's not what the issues underlying this problem are. We're having a social situation that's disintegrating in our society. People are overworking, there's a lot of conflict, domestic violence. As we've seen from inquiries, there's been child abuse issues, a lot of mental health, 1 in 4 now. It's very easy for a person, any person, to fall between the cracks and wind up with no money and without a home. We've also had some very poor government level decisions made in respect of selling off social housing. There's not enough housing. We have another twin problem of speculative investment in Australia by overseas interests, which have boosted housing prices. Right back in the 80s, housing prices were around about $80,000. Now we're looking at minimum around $300,000, $500,000. I mean, these are extraordinary prices. If you're not in partnership with someone, you're not going to be able to afford a house. Repayments are too high. So that's a problem, is not being able to access housing. The other problem is we don't have full employment. We had the GFC, which is a global financial crisis in 2008. The global market situation is precarious at the moment, and it's likely we'll move into more recessionary conditions as activity falls off. This means more and more people either lose their jobs, or we find that they're contract jobs, so they only get work when work's there. That's not a possibility if you're paying rent. That doesn't work. This is not good social policy. We don't have a global basic income, so everybody actually gets a basic income to survive and have some dignity. We've also got the very strong social prejudices against homelessness, as you look upon that other as, look at them, they don't have a job, they must be on drugs. That's not always the case, and even if they are on drugs, what's driving the behaviour that makes someone want to take drugs? Is it peer pressure? Is it unhappiness? Is it aimlessness? So do we solve the problem, or do we hate the person, is my question. What of those who walk past? I've been one of them. You know, I've had 400 jobs in the past, and here I am without a job. Here I am homeless, and the reason for that is because I'm a conscientious objector to the job provider system. ABC television reported that the job providers had been rorting, and it's because of the competitive nature of these providers as they get money from the government when they sign people up and when they get them jobs. And if they stay in over a certain period of time, they get more money. So it's a very bad design which encourages this type of dishonesty. Myself as a citizen, I cannot take money from the government if it's dishonest. I cannot. I've asked the government for response. There's been nothing. I've asked for my superannuation so I can be independent. I've been denied that, and I'm in probably the greatest level of hardship. I do have a roof over my head, so that's a good thing. But what's been amazing to me is they won't give me my super. They're saying I have to be on Centrelink for 26 consecutive weeks, even though I was on for many years and went off as a conscientious objector when I realised it was not honest, and it doesn't work for me. So this puts you in a very difficult situation. So where do you get the money from? I've had a bit of luck in that I've been able to get a little bit of money, and we're talking $60 a week interviewing a person, but that's now stopped. And I will not be going on Centrelink, definitely. I do not want handouts. Obviously, if I get hungry enough, I'll say yes. But I want to be independent, obviously, and that's not easy, is it? But I will do my best. So whilst I'm in this situation, I actually want to be active in helping solve it because I've got a lot of skills. So I'm inviting you to help me with this. I have a Facebook page which is called Solutions for Homelessness, Homeless Solutions. And I have an email which I'll put at the bottom of this video that you can contact me on. So those links will be there. I also want to talk to homeless people. So I'm asking homeless people to contact me. I'll put my number down the bottom as well. I want to actually understand what's happening for you and what you need and how to empower you to somehow extract yourself out of this very depressing situation that you're in. I know there's a lot of people out there that are homeless. There's a lot of women my age, I'm over 50, who are homeless. And it's a real shame for people when they've had a working life because they feel they're looked upon as failures. They're not. They're just going through difficulties, as does everybody at some point in their life. So I'm looking for creative ideas from anyone. I don't mind if you're young, old. Let's work this out. There's got to be a lot of spaces available for people to stay. If we've got fears, let's discuss those fears. How do we create safe spaces for people? And these are the ones on the street that are actually not safe. And yet the people going, no, I don't want to take them into my home. What if they steal from me? Well, we can work that problem out. If we think that, there is a problem there, then maybe we can find professional places for them to stay. For those who are just hard on their luck and have no money and are hungry, open the door and let them in. You might make a friend. You might be in danger of that. And we can create support networks around that so that, you get to know them and you feel fine too. It's got to be a mutual situation. Let's work this out as a society. That's what I would love to see. For a happy society, let's advance Australia fair in the public interest. So before I leave you, I'm going to actually read a poem that I wrote today, and it's about homelessness. I am homeless. Am I less without a home? Am I less without a job? The Protestant work ethic says, get a job, you bum. But what if you can't? What if family has fallen apart? What if you're different? Poor social skills and poor education, or good education and shame as you live off credit. Too proud to go to Centrelink, to go to welfare. Maybe you are a conscientious objector to the system, for you are to blame for your shame. You are punished by silence and inaction for poverty. Is this what advances Australia fair? In Melbourne, it's bloody freezing. People are sleeping on cardboard. Some find blankets. On the cold concrete they lay. I've seen their bare feet as people in sharp business suits and skirts walk past inexpensive shoes. I've watched men drinking beer on Southbank whilst a person lies on the ground in front of them. As if this is part of the scenery, the boats floating past. Yet this ship is sinking. The two worlds exist silently, side by side, as if different universes. The wealthy and the poor confronted. What is the lie we tell ourselves that justifies doing nothing? I watch, and they don't even give $1. They pay their tab and leave. For they belong to the decent society that is self-reliant and responsible. Clearly the other is irresponsible and indecent for bringing down market values on the street. I heard an opposition party person say, get move on legislation. I read about hostile architecture so they can't sleep on benches. As Mr. Scrooge was not a Disney character, but builds walls on the street. For this is the big issue that asks, why do good people do nothing? So I'm asking good people to do something. I certainly will work very hard to solve this. This is not about helping, it's about solving. So as I said, contact me down below. There's my contact details. And I look forward to hearing from you with constructive solutions. Let's sort this out. Take care. Bye.